Joining us now to discuss is Tom Rogers, WinView Executive Chairman and former NBC Cable President. Tom, always good to see you. I guess my quick thought is this all there is coming out of AT&T and Time Warner? I can't believe that this is anything other than just a first little tiny step.
Well, it's a great question. And so far, everything they've said about this transaction sounds like it's about bundling content. But when you dissect what bundling content means, it means discounting content. And this is an example of that discounting. Now, this is a great thing for consumers, consumer choice. Sports in the bundle, the cable and satellite bundle, has always been blamed for inflating the price of those bundles for all kinds of viewers who aren't interested in sports. And it's always been very difficult for distributors to get the sports out of those bundles because the leverage those companies have. So finally being able to have some bundles out there that don't have sports in it certainly will be attractive to some consumers, but they won't be the only ones doing this.
Maybe you understand something I don't and about this particular offer, and that is who can get it and on what devices. In other words, it's for new wireless. It's a part of a new wireless plan. Does this mean that I have to have a wireless device to access and download the content, or can I watch it on my TV screen in my family room?
Well, I think they're saying it'll be available on Roku and Apple TV, and but you need to be a wireless customer, I believe, to get the free service. It will be available to those who are not AT&T wireless subscribers on $15 a month, I think they said. But the bottom line here is it may be good for consumers, but you know the whole issue with the AT&T transaction is, geez, they won that court case, but you better worry a bit what you hope for, because I'm not sure that this transaction, which they announced 18 months ago, if they knew how their wireless business and wireline business and DirecTV business were all declining, that the answer to that was going to be linear television channels, which are also declining. And how you put those together and further discount when you have the likes of Google in there with YouTube TV, which is another skinny bundle, and the ability to put together advanced advertising solutions, I think, that will run circles around anybody else. It's very hard to see with what amounted to, with debt, close to $125 billion transaction and a $500 billion enterprise value AT&T, combining debt and equity, how something like this is really going to move the needle.
Put you one in the skeptical column then, Tom. Let's transition to Disney, Fox, and Comcast. How do you see it playing out? What's the next move here for Mr. Roberts of Comcast? Of course, they're our parent company.
Well, whether or not he goes forward with another bid for the broader Fox assets, I think is an open question. In my mind, the real lever that Comcast has is the independent bid for Sky. I think that asset fits much better with Comcast than Disney. Disney doesn't know anything about truck roll, satellite dishes, set-top boxes, and all the issues of running such a business. I think it's more important to Comcast because they're kind of in a domestic box, and this would give them an international platform. But if Brian raises the bid on Sky, it's already got about a $32 billion market cap. A $35 to $40 billion bid for Sky could leave Disney in a position of having to add another $24 billion if it was going to buy that on top of the $70 billion for the Fox assets. And you're really talking about almost half of the total consideration from Disney being tied up in a satellite asset, where satellite assets like DirecTV, like Dish, are declining heavily in the United States, and they not really having the management expertise to deal with that. So I think that's Brian's probably his best lever. If Disney were to win then the Fox assets and be stuck within a minority position within Sky, that has $16 billion or more of their money tied up in it, then that gives Brian quite a lot of leverage for some kind of negotiation. Now, obviously, they're
To get Sky, in other words, to get Sky.
Well, not only to get Sky, but to negotiate the other pieces of the transaction in terms of Disney finding its way out of a minority position in the Sky asset with a lot of money tied up, where presumably they wouldn't want to have that kind of passive interest and Comcast control. So I think that's probably the avenue which we really haven't seen yet begin to play out as heavily as I think it will.
Tom Rogers of WinView, thank you very much. Always good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Great to see you.
You bet.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.